guys, welcome to Nuke, the new Nuke. As you will likely have seen, earlier today I released a video on the first two missions of Operation Whiteout, which is the new operation that has come out today on the 18th of February 2016. This has all the... oh, sorry, looking at stuff. This has, I believe, 5-6 new maps, maybe? One of which is a remastered Nuke. Which is very, very interesting, because they have added in a lot of new features, one of which you can probably see right now. They've obviously changed the colour scheme up quite a bit, but that's not really what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the change they have made that will affect the actual gameplay. Well, actually, for starters, one I didn't have originally on my list is the, as you'll see when I get my AWP out. They've changed the angles over here. You used to be able to see from here in CT spawn all the way across to before red box, where you'd be able to AWP people just before they got there. It was a very difficult position for the T's to deal with. I mean, a few smokes would deal with it quite comfortably, but sometimes they were not willing to use that. At least in matchmaking, I'm talking. I do not know what these changes will do for the overall professional competitive scene, but it's unlikely it will make it into competitive esports for at least a while. I mean, it took them a while to actually put that in until the end of the operation, so we shall see what happens, of course. So, next up on my list, they have actually messed around with Heaven an absolute ton, and we'll start it from this side and work our way around to the T side of the map. So they've clearly moved the ladder. It used to be up here against this wall. We are now up right in the middle. This is going to make it so it's a lot easier for the T's to come up, for the CTs to come up with protection from the site when they're trying to retake. You'll only have to face people right at the back in that corner, whereas before you'd come up right here, you'd be basing pretty much the entire site, especially since if you go the fastest way up, which is holding forward and right, or forward and left, and the other way. If you went fastest up, you swing up a little bit at the top, as you saw, and you would be hanging there for a moment, an easy headshot for any competent player. So that's quite a significant difference. It will change up retakes quite significantly, but as you'll see, it will also have some other effects as well when we get round to the T side of the map. They have also cut down the rafters section. So it used to be you'd be able to walk around all of it, and there was a metal girder that would head across here over to what was known as Blue Hut. I will still be calling it that and confusing the heck out of everyone, but you know, whatever. YOLO and all that. Sorry. Anyways, so they've now put railings along here, which I believe you're going to have trouble shooting through. Oh, no, you can actually shoot through them perfectly. I hadn't actually done my homework on this bit, which I should have done. But you'll see they have put up something here. This isn't just for display. You cannot walk through it, and even if you could jump around it, if you get to here, you get knocked off. There is an invisible wall set up. Even if you wedge yourself in here with no clip, you are completely stuck, as you can hear. That is me spamming WASD. So you can see you really cannot go anywhere once you get over there, so it's completely useless to you. They have also added in a ladder from the top of this hut, top of blue, to get up into Heaven. So you'll be able to take a whole new approach to defending yourself. So you'll actually have to be able to defend from here, watching people go up to Heaven, and watching the door to Heaven, which is going to be pretty vital now. Which moves me on to my next change. We're going to move to outside, and you'll see above here we have a nifty new section. It used to be that the catwalk would cut off right here, right along the line there of the wall, because I'm sure many of you have seen the shots some people would take with run boosts along here, ending out right out there with their scouts and headshotting people with some of their frag movies. But looks like people are going to have a much easier time watching. If you just stand right here, you can see right down into the crossing here where most of the AWPs will be peeking from. So it's going to be a difficult position for the T's to face from outside. However, there is a new change. It goes all the way up to silo, and you can now easily get up onto silo without having to be boosted or be competent at jumping. Well, I say that you still need to be able to jump. You don't even need to crouch. Like, it's dead simple, guys. If you can't get it, go learn to jump, I guess. They have, if you look in the controls, it will tell you what button you set to it. So, yep. I will, however, be coming back to silo, but we have now got some actual cover on top of main. It used to be you'd be able to jump around from where the catwalk was, which I think was a little bit higher, or they've made main a bit. No, they made main a bit higher. But you'd able to jump around and land on main, but you'd have no cover when you got here. You'd be completely exposed to down here, down and outside where the box is, and also from anyone who got boosted up to silo, you'd be completely exposed to them, but could often catch T-sides by surprise. But you do now have some cover that you can play around, giving you a little more of a chance, though. Watching from up there, you're going to be headshotted no matter what, unless you really go for the crouch. You can actually still jump across from here, because you remember we'd be able to get up to the garage because of these boxes here. Before you had them cross over a bit here, and you'd be able to pixel jump there. Well, I say pixel jump, it's not really a pixel jump at all. You're now going to have to boost up on top, and boost again in order to go up there, or you can play from back here, which I think I may be doing if I ever play outside. Get my teammate to then go in main and help me out. I can play an AWP from here quite comfortably, I feel. But you can actually, if you are very confident, if you smoked off outside, you know they're not going to come from main, from silo, sorry, then you can actually jump up on here and strafe jump across onto here, which then will be able to get you up onto here, onto the roof, and you do have a little bit of cover to play with as well, which is quite nifty. Also, if any of you were interested, they've kept hell pretty much the same, except for on top of the hill here they have some cover now, so it's going to be a bit more difficult as the T's push up to peak the angle, because you've got up top, you've got right here now, and you've got down below us in the window. Garage has seen a few changes as well, so they've added some more metal boxes, and it feels like you've got a lot more space over in this corner. It used to be you'd have the little save spot right there, behind the sandbags, but now you've got a lot more space to work with here. You can work a bit closer and you still got some cover. I wouldn't recommend it though, because if you're going to play this position, I'd recommend playing it for an AWP. Play right here, take the shot, back off, take the shot again, back off, and so on and so forth. Rinse and repeat and all that. Of course, some people do prefer to play from this side again, but I don't like it because if you step out slightly too far... Oh! Nothing. It used to be if you'd step out slightly too far, you'd be exposed to silo, but now that is clearly no longer the case. As I believe silo's there? Yeah. You have to step out a heck of a long way, because you do actually have this cover to work around now. I'm sorry I didn't have that in my notes before. But there you go. A little bit of info. If you play on the right side, you're going to be much safer than on the left side, where you're going to get cornered quite easily. But the T's do not tend to push this due to the man you should have playing in main. Secret. A few changes down here. I mean, we've got a lot of extra cover over here on the right-hand side of Secret, CT's right-hand side of Secret, which means when you get pushed in, when you push in, you can actually play the angle, try and peek the guy at main, try and peek the guy hell, at cover, at heaven, any of these spots. You can actually peek it rather than it being going upstairs, downstairs, and as you can see, they've moved the stairs slightly further to the right. They have made it slightly easier to, slightly harder to take cover on this right-hand side here as they come down. You should easily be able to see someone's shoulder sticking out as you come down, unless you're not really looking. But as you can see, you'll see him on the corner of your screen as you come down, even just looking straight at the corner. You can see fire extinguisher as well will be standing, but because of this damn thing, which is simply an invisible wall, you walk straight into it the whole time. You can see I get stuck here against it. That's going to mean that you can't actually hide down here anymore, which was a popular spot for eco rounds. You also can't hide over this side as well, due to the slide here from the wall, from the door. That's going to be interesting to play against, to be honest. A few less ninja spots, I suppose. Also, these have now got invisible walls between them, so that you can only go in here where you are very exposed to the secret entrance. People will easily spot you as they come down. No problem at all, especially with the new colour scheme down here. Lime green, I like it. But, yeah, Anyways, guys, moving on. They have also changed up the vent, which I'll get onto in a bit, but more importantly, they've changed up secret to be more like its CS Source Nuke counterpart. If any of you did play Counter-Strike Source, you would remember that you had the right entrance through the secret door here, as well as the window up top, and you also had the entrance through what is now known as Toxic and was a room. It's now a little decon chamber, and you come out through a door in this corner of the site, which is going to be very interesting to play against, since I usually like to play right here on the site, so it's going to be taking that position away from me, which I'm not sure I'm happy about. But anyway, on the other side, they have added a little bit more room over on this corner, so you can actually comfortably hide in here, waiting for them, even hiding your gun. You don't have to peek at the wall anymore and just hope to God they don't see you first, or you're going to have to flick a headshot quite quickly. But yeah, you can actually play this corner properly now, peeking out towards it. On another note, there is an interesting change that I didn't notice before, but as you can see, you are now covered while playing in the secret room. I don't know if there's any Easter eggs. No. Of course not. It's Counter-Strike. What was I thinking? But yeah, anyways, they've lowered... I'm not sure... I think they've just made it so the stairs are slightly steeper, meaning that you can actually play up the top of here without having to worry about your toes being spotted and so on. So you will see their toes before they see you, basically. Again, not sure how this will play out, but it's definitely going to be more viable to play from the secret window position now than it was previously. So we go through the doors. They have removed the little sign that you had here, that a lot of people used to plant behind, but I think the plant here will be the most popular on the T side due to the vent now being different, which again I will get to in just a moment after we talk about the new Toxic. So we now actually have a decent corner to hide in. I mean, you're going to see people's heads over the top of it, easy headshots there, but you're going to have to really look for it, and they have added in a window, which the USB didn't go through first shot. Interesting. So you can actually viably play here without trying to ninja or do some other bollocks, so it's going to be interesting, certainly. I like that word today. It's word of the day, guys. Interesting. That's some English for you. So, to the vents. As I'm sure you were all aware, there used to be two vent entrances, one there and one here. And again, above, one vent entrance up top on A and another one up here on A, both with ladders heading up. And then the exit would be right in the middle here, as it still is. Anyway, Valve decided that it was too difficult for T to defend the site when there were the two entrances, which I think is true. It was also quite difficult to take the site because if the rotation came in from an AWP, then you had both angles to check as you're peeking from one door of a ramp or the other. You don't know which one they're going to peek from. It was a difficult affair anyway. But they have now moved the vent, so you only have this one entrance into B site and only the one entrance into A site. They have, however, kept all the vent housing, I suppose, added a little bit to the top since you no longer need to land on top of it from the rafters up here in order to land safely, because you can't get up there anymore. But yes, so you can still play this corner if that was something you enjoyed doing. I know I particularly did. And yes, so they only have the one entrance into the vent and the one exit from it. Main has had a few small changes. I'm pretty sure you can't really wallbang through this apart from with an AWP now. I'll get an AK in a second here, just to check on that. Give weapon. Let's go AK-47. Yeah, you can only shoot through that with an AWP now. You can, however, still shoot through. It means metal parts. Anyway, to the A site itself, I mean, there's just a few little level changes on it, really. I suppose this is going to be the more popular plants. The gap in here is more obvious. I presume they got rid of the death spots. nothing really major, to be honest, here. Other than, I guess, they've made it so that the damn damn door or pallet here was originally now a little metal box. It's now close to the wall, so you always hit it and don't take the damage as you fall. That's going to be handy for some noobs, but I never really found a problem because you could always just drop down onto the box here. I got myself stuck. Great. Right, down. Yeah. Is that going to be a new spot to play? Right here? I think this is just yeah, you just slide off that. Anyway, so I mentioned the ladder up before. They also have a ladder on here, it turns out, that I had just spotted now. And you cannot make the jump up. I'm going to die here in a bit because I'm stupid. And I can't put on God mode at the moment because I'm lazy. Anyway, they have also made a change to the metal box in a sight. And, well, when I say to the metal box, it was originally made of wood. You could wall bang through it. But now, as you can see, you cannot, not even with your... What the fuck? Okay, I assumed. Hang on. Let me just get the damage up for you. So you know, I'll show... Zero impacts penetration. There it is. So if I turn this on, we'll see how much damage you do. Still did 63 damage, so actually this is just an aesthetic change. It looks like it should be much more viable to hide behind, but actually you are not as safe at all. So, interesting thing to learn for you guys, because I'm sure a lot of you had the same view as I did, where you assumed that it was going to be safer. If we move into a main and squeaky now, and I'm going to buy a grenade just to check on something, but they have changed around some of the angles here. You can still peek into a main, but you can't actually look out into the courtyard very easily. You've got a pixel gap, which you're going to hit the wall, no matter how good you are at shooting through a gap. But they have changed it so you can peek up onto the rafters from in the door by moving this door slightly close to us. As you can see, this is where we used to be coming out at, approximately. I think it was about there actually, but added in the railings. You can't walk across here, which is going to be weird to say the least. I mean, I'm so used to coming out and going straight across, looking towards main, but you're going to have to get squeaky guys to do that, or someone just playing in mini hut, whatever you want to call it. So, there's a few more changes in the lobby. They have changed the silos here on the right. We used to have 2, maybe 3 silos here on the right hand side that were quite low, and you used to be able to come in here and do my friend Rated Rabbit's favourite strat, which was to then smoke off main, smoke off from here. You'd throw a nade in, it would hit the door, blow open the door, then you throw smoke behind it, it would land in Squeaky. Go through Squeaky and land in main over there, like so. Sorry, like so. You get the picture, I suck. Anyway, if we move across to ramp before we head to the T-spawn and all the changes there, which are numerous, we do have a box here on the right of the upper lobby part, which is not going to change much other than you have to play a bit close to the wall here, so people coming from Squeaky will have a chance to see your toes. And I'll get onto the roof in a bit, but first we want to take a look at ramp. So here at ramp in radio here, we have got a little... Sorry, in vending now apparently, I'm calling it radio still. There's been a change here. It used to be you could look from right here, the door would be slightly closer, and you'd be able to look across and see down to the bottom of the ramp. You can't do that anymore, which is also going to be nice for the T's, because you're going to be able to push right up to here, right up to this corner here, before they can even slightly think about spotting you. Looks like they've also widened this, but I think it's still a smoke's thickness, a smoke's width, sorry. Actually, if you play on this side... No, you can still, as you can see, you're still in the smoke, whichever side you play on of it, if I can get through that door again. So yes, now you're going to be coming right out through the first door before you're peeking anywhere. I'm just going to wait for that smoke to dissipate and then we'll show you properly. Right here, before you even run into anyone. That's the standard spot. Then of course, perhaps the left side of the box, perhaps down at the railing, and usually it won't be up here if they're not any of those other places. One other major change which is going to affect me and my videos a lot, actually, because I usually play the B ramp when I play Nuke, and I will play it in various spots, mixing it up from down here to on here. Why did they change the lighting? Anyway, to up here on top of the box, which I'm going to be careful where I step. But also in this left-hand corner was always an interesting one for me to play, and they have removed that now, such that you can no longer just sit in that corner waiting for them to peek while they've got like 10 different angles to peek. Also they have moved yellow away, so you can no longer hide in this corner from the T's pushing through. But you can hide a T from a guy coming from hell or heaven. So it's just some interesting gameplay changes. They've kept in the wall here, so you can throw in the smoke pretty straight. That's a bad one, but yeah, kept the wall at an angle. We're going to head up to the T roof now and check out some of the changes they've put in here. They've added some steps up rather than the awkward jumping, a proper hut to the top of the vent ladder, I want to say, but let's say the roof ladder now. And then of course they've made a dead simple jump across to silo. Dead easy. Didn't even have to crouch. Added up a ladder here, leading from the first roof to second roof. You can no longer jump up blue. So you can no longer climb up here, as you used to with steps here. You have to take the ladder up from there. But I believe this is also wall bangable. Yes, it will be. So you can shoot anyone in main. That's about it when it comes to the changes over this side. Other than these boxes being turned into metal, but let's not assume anything. Let's see if you can shoot through. 55 damage shot through. 62 damage shot through for that one. So it's you can kill someone from there, and I think it's less than. Are you kidding me? What are they doing with this? Right, so just be careful when you jump and don't fuck up on these stupid things. Excuse me. So yes, now moving to finally T-spawn. There's a few changes that are really going to affect some gameplay, which seems odd because it is T-spawn, but a lot of the saves here will be changed a lot by the changes they have made. So they've changed the van. As you can see, it used to just be a normal little white van, and you could shoot through. Now they've put in this orange box, which again, what you can shoot through, just not very well. You will only do about 30 damage with an AWP, and you can hide over here. It's a much safer position now then, but you're going to be spotted as soon as they turn around the corner, rather than the CTs or Ts, whoever's hunting, having to turn all the way around in order to peek the guy inside, leaving their back exposed to someone playing back there. They have added a little more space over on this right side, so you can hide here. You can also hide here behind some railings that will probably be, yep, awkward as fuck, as I expected. And finally, the last change that they have made that really is going to affect the gameplay. There used to be an absolutely massive freaking dumpster here. Would be an absolute nuisance if you had some trolls on the team, because you could chuck the bomb in and you would not be able to get it out, no matter what you did. Also though, you'd be able to hide back here as a T and be covered from anyone trying to push up. This was particularly useful if you were playing with an AWP trying to save that. You'd peek out here first. If you see they're starting to push, if the timer ran out and you ran into this corner, they would not be able to get you unless they had a Molotov or grenade. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up for all the changes they've put into the new Nuke map, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm just going to leave you with my personal opinion on what I think this will do to the gameplay in competitive matchmaking, and I personally feel like all these changes will make the game more T-sided on this map. Originally we had about, in proper esports, we would have about a 12-3, maybe 10-5 matchup on this map. It was 10-5 in matchmaking for the rest of us petty peasants, you know. But yeah, I feel like all the changes are going to make this map slightly more T-sided. We've removed some of the positions that the CTs can play, made it so Ts can much more easily get into heaven. They've made it so that the Ts have an easier time pushing into both sites. CTs have a harder time rotating due to the changes to the vent, and also final point is that it will also make it easier for the Ts to defend once they have taken the site. And you're going to have a more difficult time saving, of course, especially when that bomb's been planted, due to the fact that the only safe spots are down here, back in CT, back of garage, and T-spawn. Those are really the only ones. I mean, a guess over here will work sometimes. You just gotta hope they planted A and not B. Anyway guys, that will wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more videos from Mill.Gaming on the Operation Wildfire new content.